We're gonna have a nice energetic round of yoga. And I always also laugh at myself for being on my knees and backing up because I look silly. So, hey, Amy. I've got my mic on today, so forgive me if I'm fidgety with my cord. I'm just trying to see how the sound, I may change one of the settings, and I hope the sound is better and my camera's not crooked. So, technical difficulties, different spaces, different circumstances. Thank you guys for coming. It's now officially 1 o'clock, and let's get started on some yoga. So come to your comfortable seated position, whether you are seated with your legs crossed or your legs extended in front of you, that's fine. The beauty of this is nobody else can see you. So do whatever works for you in your practice. I'll try to offer some modifications if things are uncomfortable or potentially uncomfortable. I don't have my notes today. I thought I would just go with the flow. So I hope that you enjoy the flow. I hope we have a great class. I appreciate you guys being here. Go ahead and close your eyes. Bring the focus into your body. If you have any discomfort, feel free to change your position at any time. If you want a rolled up blanket under your, or a pillow under your hips, just to ease if you have a lot of tension there, you can ease that tension a little by raising the hips. Take a nice deep breath in. Really filling the whole body with air. And each time you breathe in, find that groundedness, that center line, a nice tall neutral spine, square shoulders, crown of the head to the sky, a nice long neck. Focus for a moment on where you're holding your tension. For me, I'm feeling some tension in my hips. So I'm gonna just wiggle around a second and maybe work that out if you need to move something to release any tension you may be holding in the body. The back is long and tall. The muscles can relax to some degree because the vertebrae are just stacked one on top of the other. Take one more nice deep breath in, and we're going to go straight into our stretching. As you exhale, allow the right ear to come to the right shoulder. If you want to release the opposite arm, bringing the fingertips down to the mat, stretching through the left side of the neck. And then go ahead and change your gaze down towards the mat. So leading with the chin or leading with the nose, whichever works for you, whichever vision works for you. Bring the face down. The gaze is on your forearm. The stretch is to the left side of the neck and the back of the neck. And then gently and slowly, let's release the hand back to the lap, but gently and slowly look up. Bring the nose up. So your right ear is still reaching towards the right shoulder to some degree. You can close your eyes, lead with the chin. Feel the chin come high. And then exhale the right ear towards the right shoulder and inhale back up to center. Shake that out in your shoulders if you need to. And then we're going to drop the left ear to the left shoulder. Remember to keep your shoulders square. Left ear comes down. Opposite hand releases down to the mat, fingertips gently on the mat. Breathing through the right side of the neck, inhaling nice and tall and long, and then exhaling, dropping the right shoulder down towards the floor. Very gently, taking the gaze down towards your forearm, leading with the chin, bringing the chin towards the shoulder a little. Feel that stretch. And then let's bring the hand back to the lap. We're going to take the gaze up, leading with the chin, gently rotating the neck, and really you'll feel it. Just feel it all through as you move the chin. Find your alignment. I feel like my whole body is leaning now. So I'm going to square my shoulders again, sit up nice and tall, and then I'm going to lift my chin to the sky. I am looking up, but I'm going to close my And then exhale the left ear to the left shoulder. Inhale back up to center. Shake it out a little if you need to. We're going to lift the chin to the sky. A nice stretch to the front of the body. If you want to bring the hands down behind you to the mat, just beside the hips, and push through a little bit. I'm getting ahead of myself. And then release down. Relax the chin into the chest. And here I am looking down. I realize I'm actually wearing my painting pants. So if you see white marks on my pants, it's paint. I guess that's a sign that I need to paint today. The chin is down into the chest, the shoulders are square, and the spine is tall. Take a deep breath and relax into the pose. And all your black pants look the same, and you just grab a pair, and it turns out to be your paint pants. Time to start a project. We're going to exhale and roll the right ear towards the right shoulder. And inhale as it comes back. We're just going to do some gentle circles with the neck. There's a lot of stress and tension. And I know a lot of people carry that stress and tension in their necks and their shoulders. This is a great stretch for that. Please be slow and gentle on yourself. Excuse me. It's just allergies. And then when you're up at center, come back to that neutral position and go the other way. So dropping the right ear to the right shoulder, the head comes forward. We're going towards the left. The left ear crosses the shoulder and you inhale. Follow the breath in this gentle, slow movement, bringing out any tension in the neck and the shoulders. It should feel good. No pain. If there's any pain, hit me up with questions because we need to modify if you're having pain when you do this. And then come back up to center. And this is one of my favorites. It's pretty much the same thing, only with the whole torso. So we're going to sit up nice and tall. We're going to exhale and fold forward. And then we're going to roll to, let's roll to the left today. I usually start to the right. So roll to the left. Oh, we're going to do giant torso rolls. Giant torso. That doesn't mean your torso is giant. It just means the roll should be giant. Big movement. That was so eloquent. Quite apologize for that. I just really want you to feel this movement all the way in the hips, in the lower back. And it's just one of my favorites. Just so good. Soupy rolls, right, Tessa? Or soupy rolls, that's a joke. And then come back straight up. We're going to switch the feet. So right now my right leg is on top. I'm going to go ahead and extend it and shake up my ankle a little bit because my ankle's been bothering me. And because it feels good and we do what feels good in yoga. I'm going to switch my right foot underneath because it was on top. So now my left is on top. If one is in front or in back, whatever works for you. Take a nice deep breath in. We're going to exhale, fold forward and go to the right this time. It feels a little different than the other side. And there's no right or wrong. Oh, it just feels so good. There's a lot of tight spots in there. Oh, I have to work my way through that one. That's okay. This is not a race. Take your time. If something is uncomfortable, spend some time with it. Give it the attention it needs. I'm going to give it one more roll on this side, and then we'll come back up to center. Oh, take a nice deep breath in. Sit up nice and tall. Just feel your body for a minute. How does your body feel? Does it feel different already? Let's sit here for just a moment. Rest into the pose. And then we'll bring the bottoms of our feet together. We're going to take a bound angle. And I'm just stretching out my feet. If you need to take a little movement before you get there, that's okay. So bound angle is just the bottoms of the feet come together. Your feet can be extended a little bit beyond your mat or wherever you're comfortable. The idea here is to feel that stretch through the hips. Just allow the knees to drop open. I used to love the joke. We're just going to sit in this pose for a minute. So sit up nice and tall. If you want to rock the pelvis forward and back and find your comfy spot. When I was teaching prenatal yoga, someone said to me once in class, not to me, he said to the class, the body doesn't open by force. And I do want to share that with you. So if you're knees are not coming to the floor and you're trying to force them to the floor, don't do that. The body doesn't open by force. But when you have a prenatal yoga class, it's like, no, your body's gonna open by force other than your own. So I always thought that was kind of a funny thing to say, but just allow your knees to fall open. We are gonna bend forward. So take a nice deep breath in and think about the crown of the head really stretching up to the sky. We're gonna fold from the hips first. So I'm just gently rocking forward for my pelvis and my hips. And then I'm gonna round my back. I'm gonna drop my head and I'm gonna come just to my edge where I feel that nice lower back stretch. I'm gonna separate my shoulder blades a little bit and reach my shoulders forward. And then I'm gonna breathe. And it might feel a little bit harder to take that nice deep inhale that we were taking before when you're in this position. That's okay. If you come out of the pose just a little, it's fine. And then just drop back down into the pose and see if you can take it a little deeper. And then the next time you inhale, allow the crown of the head to rise, allow the back to straighten, and then come up all the way. And release the legs. We'll do one more forward fold, arms out to the side, inhale up. Exhale forward, just like you did before. Let it start from the hips, rocking the pelvis forward. And then when you're ready, round the back, release the head and the neck, and rest into it. Oh, so good. It should feel good. If you want to bend your knees a little and go a little deeper to find that lower back stretch, that's cool too. You don't have to keep your knees completely straight here. You certainly don't want to lock them. You never want to lock your knees tight. If your knees are bent, let's go in and release the knees, stretch the legs. Again, lead with the crown of the head as you inhale. Straighten the back, elongate the neck. Let's go ahead and roll through the ankles. I don't know if you guys can see my feet, but I'm just rolling the ankles one way and then rolling the other. One of my favorite stretches, I have to say it, from Mukunda Styles, joint freeing series, if you're not familiar with that. It's pretty amazing. Let's go ahead and bring the hands down by your hips just to support your back a little bit. I'm gonna flex through the feet. So the toes, the heels, I'm really pushing through the heels. The heels come off the ground, the whole leg is engaged. I'm gonna spread the toes nice and wide. Hold it there a second. And then I'm gonna squeeze the toes, just the toes. I'm not pointing the feet. Sorry, I don't think you can see this on the Zoom. And then I'm gonna point the toes all the way down, really feeling it up through all the way through your thighs and the tops of your feet. And then we're gonna pull just the toes back. Gosh, I hope you guys can see this. So my feet are still pointed, but my toes are back. And then I'm gonna flex the feet and spread the toes one more time. Squeeze the toes, point the toes, and then come back to your circles. Just one direction and then the other. And then shake it out. We're gonna come on up to hands and knees. I'm gonna take a peek at who I see here. Sorry, my Zoom class. Hey, Jen, Melody, Isabel. Isabel's watching. Hey, Eric. Thanks, guys, for coming. So come back to your hands and knees. I'm gonna flip around. So your hands are under your shoulders, knees are under hips. The back is in a nice neutral position. We're gonna go into our cat-cow. So inhaling, lifting the tailbone high, the focus comes high, the belly button drops forward. As you exhale, drop the tailbone, release the head down to the mat, push the belly button up towards the spine, up to the ceiling. Inhaling, dropping the belly, lifting the tailbone, lifting the head. Do a couple of these on your own, following your own breath. If you still have breath, see if you still have movement. That might help you slow down a little, might help you push through a little farther than you would have otherwise. Your breath is your guide. Breath is always your best guide. Let's go ahead and release back down to a table position. From here, let's do our strengthening pose. So take your focus just a little bit out in front of you. You want to keep a nice long neck though. We're going to lift the right foot off the mat, extending through the heel. This is not a high lift. This is just right behind you. You want to keep your hips square. And then we're going to take the left arm up overhead. So it's the bicep is by your ear. This can be a difficult balance pose for some if you're not familiar with it. Give yourself time to get there, and time to find the right form. Now we're really going to go into some crazy core stuff. So squeeze it in, bring the knee up to the elbow. Exhale, release. Squeeze it in and release. We're just going to do one more. Stay with me and squeeze it in and release. Hold it, release the hand, release the knee. Take a rest, shake out your wrist if you need to, shake out your hips. This is the part I was talking about. We're going to get a little energetic. So enjoy this part, y'all. It's going to get you going on a rainy day. We're going to take the focus back to the floor. Find your spot, maybe just above the mat or maybe just between the hands, whatever works for you. And then the left foot, left leg comes out behind. Check your hips. You're not too high, not too low. We're just neutral. Find your balance. The right hand comes out overhead, right arm extended just by your ear. Really stretch. Feel it through your heel, feel it through your fingertips, feel it in your back, your nice strong core. Don't anticipate where we're going, just find the pose and be strong in it. And then let's pump it. Bring the knee and the elbow together, release. Just 3, y'all. Don't sweat it, or do sweat, it's all good. Out, in, and out, and hold. Hold it, hold it. Release the hand, release the knee down to the mat. Let's bring the big toes together. If you need to open the knees a little bit, we're going to push back into child's pose. So pushing your sitting bones back toward your heels. Allow the torso to fall, releasing the head down to that. I'm not going to do that right this second while I'm still talking. Release the forehead down to the mat. If you want to extend the arms overhead and keep a nice active stretch, then you'll keep your elbows off the mat. If you want a more relaxing pose, you can drop the elbows down to the mat. If you really want to release the shoulders, go ahead and bring your hands down by your side. There's no right or wrong. No one's judging you. Don't compete with yourself. What you did yesterday is not the same as today. Just feel good about where you are right now. Allow your breath to slow. You've raised the body temperature a little bit, raised the respiration a little bit. Got it started. Now we give it a little break. Go ahead and bring the palms down to the mat. We're going to come up to hero pose. So we're going to sit up on our heels. Just adjust your knees a little where you're comfortable. Nice tall spine. Focus in front. Let's rock forward, tuck the toes, and sit back again. Now this can be really uncomfortable for some people, so come out of this at any time. If it doesn't work for you, but I'm still in frame there. And then go ahead and release back down to your tabletop. We've stretched out our feet a little bit, so we're going to come up into our down dog. So from here, you're going to tuck the toes, lift the knees, lift the hips. The ever-beloved downward dog. Check your alignment. Think about the weight between your thumb and your forefingers. Think about the heels working towards the floor and the sitting bones working up towards the sky. Feeling that nice stretch to the backs of the legs. Relax the neck. You should be looking at your feet or your thighs. Rest here for a moment. Nice active arms. Good long spine. We're just going to roll over into a plank. Hold here for a moment. Feel it in your core. We're going to go a little crazy, y'all. We're going to do a side plank. So from here, go ahead and turn your feet We're going to take the left hand up to the sky. So you're just balanced on the sides of your feet here. If you want to come down into a half side plank, just drop your knee. Rest here and breathe. And then if you're in that side plank, just bring the left hand back down, coming into your plank. Let's push it back to child's pose. We're going to go into the other side in just a minute. Let your breath catch up. That's a great core strengthener. Inhale back up to tabletop. We're going to tuck the toes. So we're going to push it back up to down dog. Find that strong down dog, strong arms, strong wrists. Reaching through the backs of the legs. If you want to take a nice deep breath in here from the head, through the neck, through the back, and then down and out through the backs of the legs. Feel that breath working through the body. And then let's come back down to plank. Find that strong pose, and then we're going to take it up. I am going to turn my feet out and lift my right arm to the sky. I'm sorry that I'm not facing you. So whatever you did on the other side, if you want to stack them, if you want a little bit more of a challenge, you can stack the feet. Or if it's a little hard for you, drop that left knee down to the floor. Find your side plank. Y'all, even I'm shaking in this one. So come on back to release the hand back down, the feet back out, coming back into plank. Let's push it up one more time to down dog. Stretch it through. Yes, baby. And then drop the knees, push it back to child's pose. Oh, aren't you glad you came today? Amazing. Allow the breath to return to normal for just a moment. And again, your hands are, if you're in extended child's pose, that's fine too, wherever you're comfortable. And then come on back up to your seat. Check what time it is. Holy cow, you guys. Time flies when you're having fun. I may start doing a full hour. I'll probably keep my yoga reset at half an hour at 1 o'clock. I think I'm going to start doing an hour one too. So get a little traction in the yoga reset. I think people like to have a half hour. So let's come up to standing. But I would love to get back to an hour class. I'm coming to the front of my mat, the top of my mat, which just happens to be on the right side today. Come into your mountain pose. We're going to do a quick round of sun salutations, and then we'll come back and do some work on our backs. Rest here in your Tadasana. Find the weight of the feet. Feel it. Feel grounded and balanced. Ooh, I just closed my eyes and did not feel balanced at all. So take a minute. If that's where you are, take a minute. Find your balance. Find your center. Release the knees. Drop the tailbone down to the floor. Roll the shoulders back. Release the arms. The eyes are closed. Blink open the eyes. Hands come to heart center in prayer position. We're going to lock the thumbs and bring the gaze up with the arms up overhead. If you want to take a slight back bend, if that's in your practice, that's fine as well. And then we're going to fold forward. We're going to forward fold and fold forward and rest here for a moment. Exhale as you drop the head, drop the shoulders around the back. Same thing we did in our forward fold on the floor. If you want to bend your knees to release that lower back, that's fine. That works for you. If you want to feel more of a stretch through the backs of the legs, then straighten the knees. We're going to go ahead and step back with the right foot coming into our lunge. Lunging here, see if you can drop the hips enough to straighten out your back just a little so you're not necessarily here. It's okay if you are, but I want you to think about working towards dropping that hip, dropping those hips so you can straighten that back a little bit. We're going to come back into our down dog, so bring that left foot back to meet the right. Nice strong down dog. I know you'll know this one, so we're going to move forward into plank, rolling over. The shoulders come over the wrists, dropping the hips. Go ahead and drop the knees, release the toes. If you want to roll down, you can come down to a baby cobra, bringing the shoulder blades down the back. If you're here with your, maybe even all the way up in an up dog, whatever your practice, where that takes you, Let's tuck the toes, lift the hips, come back into your down dog. Bring the focus up between the hands. We're going to step the right foot forward. Same thing you did on the other side. Drop the hips. A nice extension through the spine if you can. Breathe here for just a moment. And then taking your time, if you need to release the knee, whatever you need to do to step that left foot forward. Exhale, fold forward. Give me a nice half lift with a flat back, crown of the head to the sky. Exhale, fold forward, and we're going to inhale the arms in a reverse swan dive. Up overhead, add that back bend if that's your thing. And then come back down to prayer position. Release the hands coming into Tadasana. We just feel like that, ta-da. Oof, I'm almost out of frame there. Sorry, guys. Let's do one more. Let's not. So if you can, if you have time, hit another sun salutation on your own practice. Since this is such a quick class, we'll just do the one. But next time, lead with your left foot. Step back into that lunge with your left foot and step forward with your left. We're going to come on down to our backs. So release down to your back. Oh, it's so good to be here, right? So we're going to bend the knees. Well, I always do it in my class. We always do a twist because I love the twist. The twist is amazing and the twist is really good for you. So knees are up. Let's kick the hips. We're going to gently, just a little movement, kick the hips to the right, lift the knees up, and drop the knees to the left. Arms are out in a T. Try to get both shoulders on the mat. Whatever variation of this pose that you like to do, go on and take it. I like to kind of hook my ankle behind my knee, or you can extend your top leg. You can extend your bottom leg straight out. Whatever works for you, whatever you're familiar with, and whatever feels good. If you have that bind, release the bind, bring the knees up. You want to bring them back down to the mat, find your center. Excuse me. We're going to take the hips to the left, bring the knees up to the chest, and drop them to the right. Oh yeah, this is my favorite side. This is where I get all my pop, pop, pop. If you want to extend that leg, that's fine. I like to tuck my ankle under my knee. The idea though is to work that left shoulder down towards the floor. Take your variation, whatever you did on the other side. Do on this side as well. Just rest into the pose. Oh, there it is. Yeah, baby. Take a nice deep breath in. On your exhale, use the core to bring you up. Feet come down, find your center line. Any other movement that you feel like you want to take, if you want to hug the knees in close to the chest and roll around on the back. If you want to take a happy baby, that's fine. You have a minute, stretch out your hips. A good old-fashioned happy baby if you want to have some joyful movement in there as well. And then we'll bring the bottoms of the feet down to the mat. And then release the legs. And I'm just hoping y'all can still see me. The toes fall to the corners of the mat. Arms are by your side, palms up. We're coming to Shavasana. If you want a pillow under your head or a rolled up blanket under your head or under your knees to release any uncomfortable tension in your lower back, whatever works for you. You want to be able to maintain this pose for a while, ordinarily about 10 or 15 minutes. Just give yourself that time to cool the body down, bring the mind back to a relaxing place. Bring the focus into the breath. If you want to put a hand on your belly, maybe a hand on the heart, a hand on the belly. Feel the belly expand as you take a nice deep breath in. Feel the chest rise. And then exhale as you release all the tension you're holding in the core of your body. Just rest on down. Bring the focus to the feet, the legs, hips, the core, the heart. You can release your hands down by your side, bring the focus to your arms, the shoulders, the head, the lips, the teeth, and the tongue. Feel where the body meets the earth. Make sure it's comfortable and easy, and just send a quick note, a little mental note to any part of the body where you might be holding tension, and just relax. Take yourself somewhere that has a meaning, a peaceful meaning for you. It's a safe place. It's an easy place to be. For me, it's a nice white sandy beach with a warm sun and a cool breeze. Maybe it's a cool green hillside with you can hear the trickling stream. Thoughts that come into your mind to distract you from this place, that's okay. Those thoughts will come. Let them in, acknowledge them, thank them for whatever purpose they may serve, and then let them go. Like clouds in a blue sky or a leaf on that stream, they're here and they're gone, and all that's left is that peaceful feeling that you found. All that's left is your breath. Take just a few seconds to enjoy this piece on your own. Then bring the awareness back into the body by wiggling the fingers and toes or moving the hips or the head from side to side. If you'd like to stay in Shavasana, you certainly may, if you're going to take a few more minutes to relax. If you're ready to come out of it, roll to your right side. Allow the head to be supported. I'm sorry, my mic is. Allow the head to be supported by the arm. The knees are tucked up. And then when you're ready, come on up to a seated position if you can with your eyes closed or the gaze down, hanging on to that piece you may have found. Come back to your seated position, that comfortable seated position where you started the practice. Take a nice deep breath in, feel the body. Does it feel any different than it did when you started? Maybe the mind is quieter, the body's more relaxed. As my teacher always says, may the entire universe be filled with love and light, joy and peace. May your day also be filled with joy and peace. Namaste. Thank you for coming, taking a few minutes to do your own personal reset. I hope the sound is better today than normal. And if you're still in your Shavasana, enjoy it. Hi, Dave. Y'all have a great day. Thanks for coming. Bye.